Hey there, hello, Ollie with Free Your Zen. In today's video I'm talking a little bit about activism and how many people seem to be going about it perhaps the wrong way in my humble and equally meaningless opinion. So essentially I'm seeing a lot of activists, a lot of activism posts on Facebook, a lot of changes, a lot of this, a lot of that, and with the recent protests in the United States and everything that's been in the news recently, it's pretty obvious, it's pretty tumultuous. Tensions are pretty damn high, are they not? And essentially, to sum it up, what I feel about it is this. If you hold strong anger and hatred in your heart for anybody, for any group of people, for any people that aren't you, and you feel the tension within, you're really deeply unhappy, you feel perhaps pretty pathological in many ways, and you hold actual hatred for other people, then you should not be trying to change the world. Because you've not changed yourself. Because if you have hatred in your heart for other people and you claim to want peace, then there's a self-deception going on. Work on yourself first. This is super important. Why do we think non-violent protests work? Maybe they don't work all the time. But Martin Luther King, for instance, Gandhi, a lot of these figures throughout history, genuinely peaceful. And I believe that they didn't feel this strong sense of absolute hatred for the other. It was a case of wanting something to change, and it was just being communicated through their example that they were setting. This might be naive in some ways. I don't know a whole lot about it, admittedly. But this is just where I see this. When people generally form tribes and form a us versus them mentality, then I seem to think that there's a lot of shit going off within that they've not dealt with yet. They're projecting inner turmoils onto other groups of people because it's easier. Even Jesus said this about it being easier. So quick to notice the speck in someone else's eye, but not a log in your own. If you want something to change, when you blame another group of people external to yourself, that you don't really know very well. You may know nobody in that other group. You just have an idea in your head. You're actually taking your power to influence your happiness and well-being, which is what you want, essentially. And you're giving it to something else. You're disempowering yourself by saying that they're the problem. Blame disempowers you. See, I share this in kind, though, with activists in general, people that are really campaign on an action-based level for change. I share this. I share the fact that I want to just think about the future or my present and just not feel fear and not be afraid. That's all we want. But I feel that what happens is we look external to ourselves when the change really needs to happen closer to home. And that starts with yourself, your physical health. That starts with your immediate circle of friends and family. Are those relationships where they could be in terms of authenticity, vulnerability, and emotional support? Are your living situation, is that where it should be? Where it could be? You see, all these things that you have direct control over, don't trade that in for the actions, thoughts, and behaviors of a mass group of people who you don't know. You can't really control them as much as you would like to. And nor should you, really. Because if you actually hold a kind of like hatred for other people in your heart, as I said earlier, then that consciousness is not healed. That consciousness that is within you, that's operating through you, is pathological in some ways. And we wouldn't like to replace those kind of people for you, because the hatred is still there, it's just in a different disguise. When you work on yourself and you really reconcile this reality, when you come to terms with this reality and you are at peace, and you are a good person, then the example that you set as an individual far outweighs any kind of change that you're going to likely make as part of a pack. Being an actualized, a realized, awakened, good human being is the most important thing that you can do, and it's the thing that you have the most power over. So focus your energy on being that example that you want to see in the world. Be the change that you want to see in the world. This is super important. So if you're joining a pack and you're violently protesting and expressing your hatred physically, you've missed the point. I think deep down you don't even really want peace. Deep down. Because it'd challenge your identity, which has become part of this pack you've aligned yourself with. Be an individual. Set an example. And your world will change. Because that's what the world at large really needs. It doesn't need more warring packs of people, this pack versus that pack, fighting. Because that's what things have been. That's how things have been throughout history. And we've not got anywhere. There's still war, there's still division and separation and fear. It's still there. Nothing's changed. Real change will come from a spiritual revolution that starts with you and me. Transcending our animal nature, which the animal nature is a desire to align with packs to feel safe and to alleviate the fear. Only by transcending that will we notice a change and a shift. You are an empowered individual, and you are important. The actions that you show and you perform in life, they have an effect, even though it may not feel like it immediately. So I wanted to share that with you guys. You may not agree with me on this one, but it does strike me as odd when people claim to want peace and joy and then just express an immediate sense of hatred for someone. It's like, well, hang on a minute, you want this, but you're not being it. It's like, there's a contradiction there, and I keep seeing it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm going to end the video there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Peace. Legitimate peace to you. Thumbs up, click the like, subscribe to my channel Free Your Zen, check me out on Facebook and Instagram, and comment in the proper comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, etc. Let me know your thoughts. I'm open to ideas. Thank you very much, guys. Peace.